Hi, I'm Kara, and I am going to be your modern muse today. No, I am not gonna just sit here and look pretty while you paint a picture of me. No, a while back, like a guide of mine said, like somewhere along our journey that we met, like you've become my muse, and I was like super fascinated by that. I was like, what? Like that's a compliment and a half, you know? Like, like I'm your muse. That's not even just like a, hey, you look really gorgeous today, beautiful. No, that was like, you inspire me. That was like ultimate compliment. I was very intrigued. So for a while now, I've been exploring like museship, and I've really like connected with it in a sense of like a muse's responsibility was duties is to inspire, right? So for me, like when we go into like Greek culture, there were like nine muses. So I am a bit of a smart cookie. I didn't just blabber this. I did my research and understanding each of the nine muses. Their names are super complex. Oh my gosh, super complex. But basically each muse had a different like domain that they would inspire. Like there was the muse of astronomy, Urania, and she would go basically to astronomers and basically give them divine inspirations or gifts. So today I am going to give you the gift of my soul. I'm not selling my soul, I'm just sharing the fruits of my soul. Anyways, so today I wanted to talk about role models, mentorship, and leadership, right? So let's like get a little bit imaginative because I'm like a very creative soul, so we're not gonna just like make this a boring conversation. I have never had the insult of someone telling me that a conversation with me was boring. No. Yo, hey, I would turn right around. I'm like, I add a lot of emotion, a lot of creativity, a lot of journeying when you have a conversation with me. It's engaging. So if we use our imagination, and I had to ask you a deep question today of like, who would you have coffee with? If I gave you like a voucher today and it said like 30 days free coffee with this person, who would you have? Right? Like my personal coffee mentor would be Jesus. Now I know you're like gonna be like, oh, but you can't have coffee with Jesus. Like, watch me. Watch me. It's a prayer. coffee with Jesus. But basically, I want you to think out the box for this one. Like when you think about a mentor, don't just think about someone that like is like someone that you can see on a regular basis. Like start getting creative. Like would your mentor be someone in a book that really inspires you? Would a mentor be someone like from history that you would really just like to sit down and like unpick their brain? Or, it can be someone that's currently like a celebrity or, someone, a leader. Or, another one is like a movie. Like if you could sit down with like, I don't know, like who would I sit down with in a movie? Like Uncle Iroh. I've been watching like the Avatar Lost of Ender, the new season at the moment. And I'm like just like very curious about like Uncle Iroh. Like he sat down with like the wisdom of tea and was like having a conversation with a stranger can be very healing and stuff like that. So yeah, I am a stranger to you on the internet, and I am going to have a 20-minute conversation with you. Hopefully it inspires you. If you're like you don't want a second coffee date, that's okay. If you don't want a second coffee date, subscribe please. Or follow or like the video, double tap. So today, I wanted to dive deeper into your mind. So the reason I came up with this topic of like coffee with your mentor is I was on Tinder. Gosh, I'm a Tinder veteran. I was on Tinder for a very long time. I just couldn't find what I was looking for. I just couldn't. But, it was a good social experience. And, like I got to, because like at the beginning, like people used to like, I used to judge. I'll be like, oh, you on Tinder? I was very So very biased. Don't worry, the Heavenly Lord came down and said to me, I think you need to stop your bias and try Tinder yourself instead of just listening to other people's opinions. So I tried Tinder. I was a Tinder veteran. I kept going on and off, and gosh, like I just couldn't find anyone. But like, it gave me like, it made me happy because I really like to socialize. I enjoy social interactions. I enjoy like understanding people. I enjoy like the interactions of people, like very social intelligence. And like some guys would give you like the normal, like predictable, like pickup lines of like, oh my gosh, you look so beautiful. Oh my gosh, just didn't tickle my itch. There was a one guy who actually sent me a message, and he was like, if you could sit down with anyone from history, or anyone, who would you have coffee with? And it was like my immediate answer. I'm not actually going to share my answer. It's a little bit private. You're going to have to find the guy that asked me and ask him. But like, he really sparked my brain. Like, he made me think, and I feel like that was so cool, right? So like, if you had to ask me today, like, who would I sit down with and have coffee with, it would be Jesus. I would love to unpick his brain. I would love to ask questions. I just really like respect him as a soul. So I want you to think, like, if you could actually sit down and have a coffee with someone, like, what, forget dating. Let's go into leadership. Let's go into guidance. Let's just put the dating and the love life down for a little bit. Let's actually like build connections. So anyways, so anyways, back to my story. I was like really interested in, if I had to sit down with a character from a movie, I think it would be Uncle Iroh or Toph. I think Toph. I think she's a very fascinating character. When I was younger, I usually like when I was watching the Avatar, like the cartoon, I was like super into Katara, but like now I just don't feel connected to Katara anymore. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes we outgrow certain characters, and sometimes we need a certain person to inspire us. Like for a while this year, I've been feeling a little bit lost. I've been feeling a little bit directionless. Not in a scary way where I'm like, I trust my instincts. I'm like, okay, explore, until you get some sense of direction. It wasn't like a very scary like sense of direction, but I know some people can struggle with like direction, and I think that's where we need a mentor, we need a guidance, we need someone who has walked this path before us and has like some tips or some tricks, or like maybe a manual would be really great. Like a manual would be really great to help us. So today I just want you to think about like what's if you had to sit down with a coffee, who would you choose? Like, and let's not be superficial, okay? Let's be soulful. Like, sometimes a mentor is something that we look for to help us in a specific area. So I want you to get vulnerable with yourself. Like, what are you struggling with? Like, you wouldn't go to an artist to get medicine. You go to a doctor, right? So sit down and just think about it. Like, what is your pain points at the moment? What is something that you really need help with? Like, a lot of people, and sometimes people can like really reject help. Sometimes we're a little bit egotistical. Sometimes we're like, I can do it on my own. Let me do it on my own. But sometimes we really do need some help, and we do need some guidance. And picking a mentor, picking a role model, picking a leader is something that can help us move forward, right? So, sorry. Just like, it's this tea. I'm telling you, this medicine of this tea is like cleaning my senses. So it was actually quite funny. Like, I was like sitting down, like watching Avatar with Uncle Iroh. I was just very fascinated. I was like, in this culture, they have like basically like medicine was tea, and I was super fascinated by this. I was like, wow. Like, I'm very passionate about healing. I'm very passionate about anything that can increase my XP of health, even just 1%, even 1%. If I have to drink tea every morning and it increases my health by 1%, you'll catch me doing it. Like, there's always something, like, it's easier when you have a reason behind something to do something. Oh my gosh, my mic is gonna fall. Anyways, where was I? Uncle Ira in the tea. So I was just very fascinated by, like, the medicine of tea. So much so that, like, so I was going through, like, a health journey, and I come through these health realizations where I'm like, okay, I need to change this habit to be more healthy. So I was, like, really into sparkling water, and then I just had like a workup, and I was just like, maybe I need to just go back to normal water for a bit. Like, I don't know what it is. I have like a very, like, trial and error, and like okay, let me just try this. Like, what happens if for a week I just drink normal water instead of sparkling water? Like, I know sparkling water is healthy, but I'm just like, maybe there's something about the bubbles that my tummy is just like, okay, we had enough bubbles. Just drink some normal water, please, Kyra. You don't need to be fancy. I am I'm very health passionate. I wouldn't say I'm a health freak. Maybe. Maybe. But yeah, so then I got really, like, I'm a big Pinterest fan. I'm a big Pinterest fan. Like, I like Pinterest. So I went and I looked at, like, different, like, teas and, like, how they can help you in certain things, right? Thought it was very curious. Like, you can have, like, lavender for calming and chamomile for calming. Then you can have, like, floral teas, which is, like, roses for, like, love and romance. So today I went to a shop called Nigiru in Parkhurst. And I think it's Nigirio. I'm probably butchering that name. And I was very fascinated. I was like, going in with this, like, tea experience, and, like, I was very fascinated by blooming teas, right? And a blooming tea is basically like a little flower, and then, like, it's like green tea, and, like, I think I had this carnation one, and, like, I'll show you a video, like, here. And it actually, like, bloomed, and then it, like, does its tea thingies. So I got some tea because, like, I really wanted to, like, taste this theory of, like, okay, just, like, warm water with some herbies in it, does it actually make me feel a bit better? So the one that I got was called, I think this one currently is honeybush, vanilla, rose, and I think honeybush, rose, vanilla, and something else, I think, like, berries or something. I'm not too sure. I'll put that little thingy here so you can see. But it's, like, really nice. I'm, like, super enjoying my tea, and it's winter here in South Africa, so it's nice. So anyways, coffee isn't just about sitting down having the coffee. I mean, it's about the conversation, right? So anyways, I wanted you to sit down and think about, just, like, play with your imagination for a bit today, and ask yourself, if you had to sit down with someone from history, from a movie, from a book, who would you sit down with? Like, who are you looking for guidance? Like, sit down with your goal, like, okay, if you're struggling with, like, body consciousness, right? I mean, like, my two struggles at the moment is I'm trying to, like, improve my financial wisdom and, like, financially grow. And then my other, because I'm just, like, an entrepreneur, so I'm, like, trying to grow that part of myself. And then, but, like, when I talk about financial wisdom, I talk about, like, not necessarily like, the average wisdom. I want depth wisdom. I want a mentor who has the, yeah. So I just wanted you to sit down and think about, who would you actually want to sit across and have, like, a 30-day conversation with? Who would you love to unpick a mind with? Who would you need guidance from? And, just enjoy that conversation, enjoy that experience. Anyways, this is just the first episode. I do plan to do an episode a week. I do plan. I do plan it, but human tendencies. And then my other pain point at the moment is like body consciousness. I'm just trying to like increase my health and like have positive body self-image. So I'm like, okay, like who are these people that can actually help me with this problem? So choose a mentor that has walked your journey, you know, has empathy for your journey. Whether that's a character, you know, like if, for example, like who would help me with body consciousness? Don't know. I'm still looking for my mentor. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still looking for my mentor. And who would help me with financial thingies? I'm still looking for a mentor, because a mentor is a bond that cannot, it's, you know, like a one-on-one, someone that really gets you. You know, I don't think like for me, like just anyone can be your mentor. I think it is as sacred as like choosing a partner, you know, choosing your mentor, choosing the person that's going to lead you and guide you. It's very important. So anyways, lots of love, and I hope you enjoy your day and enjoy your little coffee with yourself or tea, whichever one tickles your fancy.